I think we'll go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and start it, but I've got some things to share with everybody to start off with, and then hopefully more people will be here by the time the counselors actually get started on their presentations. So I wanted to go ahead and welcome everybody to the Wednesday College Series. Today we are so excited. We have representatives here from Lehigh University, University of Missouri, and University of California, Santa Barbara. So last week, if you attended, we had a setup where we were doing 2-minute presentations by each representative and then going into breakout rooms. This week, we're going to try a different format. We're going to have each representative give about a 6-minute presentation and then just open it up for Q&A in the general room. So there will not be any breakout rooms today, okay? Before we get started up, I wanted to share with the students that are on the call today about some upcoming college fairs and open houses and conferences that I have recently learned about. All of these have been uploaded to our College Corner. So I'll be showing you in a second where you can find the College Corner link as well as our virtual college fair links. So you can go ahead and take a look at these at your leisure. But just so you can see, there's some upcoming conferences from the Colorado schools, from colleges that change lives. There's also Duke, Georgetown, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, Stanford are doing some open houses. Georgetown University, we have NACAC and the regional admissions counselors. UC for You is coming up. There's a UCLA open house coming up. Virginia Tech open house, and then also some sessions from Yale as well. And those are specifically for students in California. So I just wanted to bring those all to your attention. All of that information can be found over on the Scripps Ranch High School Foundation website. This is what it looks like. And when you go on there, you're going to want to go to the College Corner tab. On there is where you will find the virtual college fair, which has recordings of the Wednesday College series on there. So this particular one is being recorded and will be uploaded later on today. And then also you'll find 2-minute presentations that have been given by our local regional admission counselors and have been uploaded and are available for you to view at any time, as well as their contact information is on there. And then on the College Corner is where you will get the full list of this entire series for the fall, as well as updates on any upcoming college fairs that are going on, as well as links to all kinds of college resources. So I encourage you, when you have an opportunity, please go and check out the Scripps Ranch High School Foundation website and go to College Corner. All right, without further ado, I'm going to hand this over to I'm going to stop sharing on my computer and go ahead and hand it over to Danielle from Lehigh University. If you can go ahead and kick us off with a 6-minute presentation on Lehigh.
Absolutely. So hello, everyone. My name is Danielle. I am the counselor for Southern California for Lehigh University. I'm very excited to be with all of you today. For those of you that don't know a lot about Lehigh, we are a smaller school, so we have just over 5,000 undergraduates, but at the same exact time, we're a top 50 research institution. So it truly is the best of both worlds, where you get to know your professors, you have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio, but then at the same exact time, you're at a top 50 research institution, which carries with it a lot of amazing opportunities inside the classroom, but then also outside of the classroom at the same time. A huge piece that really lends to the experience at Lehigh is that our smaller size does really kind of create a collaborative environment, which I think is a huge benefit and definitely a little bit different for schools that are typically research institutions. How we're set up academically at the undergraduate level is we have 4 separate colleges, which are what you see on your screen. So you have the College of Arts and Sciences, which is your traditional liberal arts. You have the College of Business, the College of Engineering, and our newest college, the College of Health, which is focused on public health. So if you are thinking anything in the healthcare field that's outside essentially of being a doctor or a dentist or a nurse, and you're thinking a little bit more in the public healthcare field, data analytics and health, it's a really cool and exciting opportunity. We just enrolled our first freshman cohort this year. So a really exciting experience potentially for you at Lehigh. You will also see that 12% of our students participate in intercollegiate programs. Those are actually a fusing of two areas together. So if you are interested in engineering and arts and sciences, or engineering and business, for instance, we have 3 amazing programs called IDEAS, IBE, and CSB that actually fuse those areas together. So you will actually spend your entire senior year building a toy, for instance, and saying, based on my knowledge within engineering, I know it physically works. And then based on my knowledge within business or psychology, this is how this toy is going to help a child, or this is the business structure that I build around it. So it's a really interesting combination of the two. A big thing to note about academics across the board is that you're never siloed or confined to one college. You can major in another college, you can pick up minors, courses. You have a lot of flexibility academically at Lehigh. Around 40% of our student body do study abroad at some point. We have the very traditional semester experiences in 74 different countries around the globe, but we have a really amazing summer program I love to highlight called the Iacocca Internship. And yes, it is Lee Iacocca for any parents that are listening and you know who he is. He is one of Lehigh's most famous and active alum, and he started the internship where students, if you apply for the Iacocca internship and you're awarded one, we will send you abroad anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks throughout the entire summer on a fully funded trip that also has an internship already set up for you that directly aligns with what you are studying. So it's a really cool, real world applicable experience on a global scale that's going to help you post-graduation when you're applying to jobs and internships, which I know seems very far off right now because you haven't even graduated high school, but I promise you it's really important to think about those opportunities as you're determining what school you're interested in right now. In terms of life outside of the classroom, 94% of students at Lehigh are doing at least one thing outside of the classroom. We have over 200 different clubs and organizations for students to join. We are a Division I school, so we have 25 Division I athletic teams, as well as 40 club and intramural organizations that run the gamut from flag football all the way to Quidditch. So if anybody loves Harry Potter and you want to live out your lifetime dreams of being Harry Potter and riding around on a broomstick, you can absolutely do that on campus. And on top of that, we did 65,000 hours of community service last year in the Bethlehem Lehigh Valley area. So we are very much involved and engaged in the community around us, not just necessarily on our campus itself. In terms of where we're located, so we have this very nifty map for all of you. I always say you draw a line about an hour and a half west of New York City, and then an hour line to the north of Philadelphia. And where the two meet, that is where we are, right in the heart of Bethlehem. It is the 3rd largest metro area in the state of Pennsylvania. So you have a lot going on. And I always say Bethlehem is the perfect combination of having all the amazing resources of being a major city, but the feel of a college town. So we don't have any huge skyscrapers or anything along those lines, but it has all the resources of a major metro area. It is also very easy and convenient to get into New York and Philadelphia. You can take a bus right from the heart of the north side of Bethlehem into New York and down to Philly. A cool thing that students often take advantage of with our partnership is with the United Nations in New York City. So students can actually be a youth representative for any of the NGOs in the UN. And on top of that, we also fill a bus every single week with students that go into New York, tour the UN, and get to have that hands-on experience. You will also note that we have a partnership with the NASDAQ Center in San Francisco and a Western Regional Office in Foster City. So a big thing for Lehigh is that we truly believed if we were going to go out and kind of encourage students from the West Coast to come to campus in Pennsylvania, we wanted to make sure that we were setting you up for success post-graduation. So we opened up not only the partnership with the NASDAQ Center, so if you go to their main office in San Francisco, half of the entire first floor is a Lehigh Center where we do academic programs. We also do internships during the year and also over the summer as well that are paid internships. And we do a lot of really cool entrepreneurial focused programs through the NASDAQ Center. And then we also have the Western Regional Office in Foster City. One woman in particular who works there, her name is Wendy Fong. Her entire responsibility every single day is to create partnerships and networks and internships so that when all of you decide that you want to come back to the West Coast after graduating from Lehigh, you are set up for success just as much as all of your friends who are staying on the East Coast, going off around the rest of the country and the globe, that you have just as many job opportunities and internship prospects on the West Coast at the same exact time. So that's a little bit about our location. Last thing that I will highlight is our application process. So Lehigh this year, we have 2 pretty big changes in our application process. First and foremost, we're accepting both the Common App and Coalition application. I encourage students, whatever you feel more comfortable with, whatever you've been using, submit that application. We are also SAT, ACT optional for the next year, and there truly is no benefit. So I always am encouraging students that if you haven't had access to the exam, if you really aren't excited about your scores, please do not worry about submitting them. You will still be considered for merit scholarship. You'll still be considered for review to any of our specialized programs. So there truly is no benefit to submitting your scores if you don't feel like you want to, or you haven't had access to the exam. Don't worry about pressuring yourself to find an exam or take it within the next couple of months. We are an early decision exclusive school, so it is a binding commitment, and we have 2 rounds. So we have ED1 November 1st, and then ED2, which is January 1st at the same time. We're very holistic in our review process. So in addition to your application, we'll look at your transcript, which is the most important piece, 2 letters of recommendation, 1 from your counselor, 1 from your teacher. And then we do have supplemental essay questions, which I always say for any school that has them, it is a great way to showcase your interest in the university and also gives you a moment of self-reflection to think about why you're excited about that school and share that with us on the opposite end that are reading your applications. So that is all of my information on Lehigh, a little bit in a nutshell, and I'm really excited to answer any questions that you all might have at the end of this presentation.
Thank you, Danielle. That was fantastic. We appreciate you being here. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Tommy. Tommy, can you give us your presentation on University of Missouri?
Absolutely. I want to echo to what Danielle had mentioned about the Quidditch teams. It's intense to watch. They're a lot of fun. We have somebody on our campus who dresses up in gold spandex and they pretend to be the snitch. It's somebody from the cross country team. It's hilarious. But I am here to tell you a little bit about the University of Missouri. My name's Tommy Rogers. I'm the admissions representative for the school. I was actually born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and I spent 6 wonderful years in Missouri recruiting for the school, and now I'm out here recruiting for you folks. So to jump in and learn a little bit more about our university, we're a large school. We've got about 29,000 students. That's our total population. Undergraduate right now sits at about 20,000, but you'll be happy to know our average class size is just under 30 students with an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. I got Tigers coming from all around the world, 120 countries, all around the United States. California sits strongly at number 4. So we have a lot of California students currently on our campus. And we're finding that most of our California students are getting involved right off the bat, which is great. And actually have some really cool stories to share with you in just a little bit. But our university is also very lucky. We have 2 titles that we always like to share. We are the land grant for the state of Missouri, and we are AAU accredited, which is a tier 1 research institution. And essentially what that means is that there is a lot of funding and research that actually goes to our undergraduate students so they can start doing internships and research opportunities within their majors. Brand new for this year, we are going test optional, which I'm very excited about. So students, you can apply traditionally with a test score if you'd like to do so. 24 ACT or 1160 SATs, that's automatic acceptance. Doing better means more scholarship monies. We do offer in-state tuition for students coming from California if you have a 30 on your ACT or a 1360 SAT. And then if you're lower than that 24 ACT requirement, we'll take a look at your GPA and your test score. So we review holistically on that sense. But brand new this year, as I mentioned, we are going test optional. Instead of submitting a test score, what you'll do is you'll submit us your transcripts from Script Branch, and then you'll submit a resume and a statement of purpose. And those 2 items, when you're applying to the university, we have several prompts that you can follow. So if you don't have a resume or a CV, that's not a problem. We have several prompts that you can follow. And then we've also matched our question / our word count directly with a Common application. So if you are applying via Common App, you can pretty much go ahead and utilize that essay for our essay as well. You'll be reviewed holistically, which is awesome. And you can also submit a test score later on. So most of my California students right now are applying test optional, and they're thinking that if they're going to take the ACT or SAT sometime within the future, we're giving you until next summer to actually submit test scores. So either for scholarship purposes or for admissibility purposes as well. So most folks are applying test optional. Some students are applying with a test score. If you're confused about which option is best for you, reach out to me personally. I'm more than happy to walk you through. There was a student actually a few days ago I was talking to who was going to apply test optional, looked at their ACT score, and I was like, nope, apply with your ACT. You're going to get our highest merit-based tuition. So I know a lot of you California folk are very high achieving, and I know Scripps Ranch has a great curriculum. So reach out to myself, reach out to my friends as well who are presenting today. We are more than happy to help you throughout that process. So those are our two brand new options of applying this year. Taking a look at the University of Missouri, we've got a ton of awesome degree programs, over 300, but I always like to focus on our most popular majors for our California students. So number one is going to be journalism. We have the nation's longest running journalism program in the United States. We're also the only school in the nation that has an NBC Universal affiliate, KOMU. It's situated on our campus. We actually had a student last year from Santa Margarita Catholic High School, which is up here near Orange County. He is actually doing Friday night football, which is really cool. So he's live on the NBC station talking about the different football games throughout mid-Missouri, which is really exciting. But students their freshman year can actually work within the station. Number two is going to be business. Business students are guaranteed an internship. And most of our business California folk are coming back here to the West Coast and doing their internship, which is awesome. Third up, we are one of 9 public universities that has a pre-law, pre-med, and a pre-vet program on our campus. So we're starting to see a lot of students coming for those specific programs. And then number 4 would be engineering and health professions. And also we're a non-impacted majors on our campus, which is great. And also direct admit, including for test optional. So if you're applying test optional, you're admitted, you want to be journalism, you're directly into the journalism school, no questions asked. And then same thing for scholarships too. If you apply test optional, we will evaluate you holistically for those specific scholarships, which is awesome. So to round out, we're located in beautiful Columbia, Missouri. We're right smack dab in the middle of the United States, about a 2-hour and 45-minute plane flight from San Diego Airport. I would always fly directly into Columbia, which was always really easy for me to do. But we're a college city, 120,000 people that reside there, SEC East Division I sports. There's a lot of enthusiasm for sports on our campus, which is great. A lot of school spirit. Fun things to do downtown, restaurants, shops. I'm a big hiker. We got a lot of hiking trails, national parks, forests. Monday through Sunday, there's always something going on in the downtown area. And even with COVID going on right now, Columbia is still instituting a lot of really cool things for students to do. They have an art festival that's going on right now, and students are encouraged to go around the downtown area, which is awesome. So I know that's a big crash course in our university in a small amount of time, but I want to respect my other panelists who are presenting. Want any contact information? Here it is right here. I'm also hip and modern, and I've got a QR code, which I don't even know if students are using these days, but hey, it's right there. And then also in the chat, we'll post a link if you want to fill out just a couple of your information. I can connect you with that. So thank you very much for listening, and let's head on to our next presenter.
All right. Thanks, Tommy. That was great. All right, Guillermo, you're up next on UCSB. Thank you.
Let them see your face.
All right.
Sorry, forgot that I was muted. Hello, everybody. My name is Guillermo Vasquez. I'm a freshman admissions counselor for UC Santa Barbara. So hopefully today, through these 6 minutes, we'll be able to cover a lot about our university and also get you some tips and tricks when it comes to the UC application process that will apply widely to all our UC campuses. So first, of course, we do want to focus on UC Santa Barbara because that's what I'm here to do and present to you on. So first and foremost, when it comes to the University of Santa Barbara, we are a top 6 public institution in the country when it comes to public universities. I'm also a tier 1 research institution, and as a part of our campus, we've had 6 different Nobel laureates be a part of our campus, still have Nobel laureates working on our campus. And through our university and our efforts, we try to create a very supportive and community-focused university. As you can see, we have a variety of different resource centers, tutoring and mentorship programs that are specifically dedicated towards the learning styles of students and focusing on students' well-being and health while they're on our campus, which all combined leads to me saying that we are, of course, the happiest campus in all of California, which is sometimes can be seen as a cheesy thing, but it's genuinely a great thing because you're getting a great education and you're actually happy to be at a university where you're going through these rigorous studies, which is a very good combo. So on top of that, of course, we are a very undergraduate focused university. We do have about 26,000 students total, but our majority of our students are undergraduate, and we provide our students specifically for undergraduates with our resources, our research positions and internships, as well as jobs on campus. We are, of course, a very Hispanic serving institution, not to mention the one thing that a lot of people like to remember us for, which is the fact that we are a beachside location. So you don't have to go 20 to 30 minutes away to go to the beach. We are literally located on the ocean, which is amazing. I can tell you as somebody who went and graduated from UC Santa Barbara. So to touch on our majors, we offer 90 different majors to our students. These are of course split between our 3 different college system. Of course, we offer majors and then within our College of Letters and Science, a great majority of them actually. And these will vary from our hard sciences to the humanities and including an undeclared option. So if you're not entirely sure what you want to major in, that's perfectly fine. We have counselors and advisors prepared to be able to help you figure that out and make sure that you're still graduating on time. Of course, the best thing to note about our College of Letters and Science is that major is not a factor whatsoever in the admissions process. So essentially, you don't have to worry about picking the major that is going to get you in. All you have to do is make sure that you're picking the major that's right for you. With our College of Engineering, this is our smallest College of Engineering in the UC system. We offer 5 different majors here. And for that reason, because it is small, we do have a competitive admissions process. However, there are a lot of different resources that go to these students. We have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio of an abundance of projects and hands-on experiences that students can take advantage of, including senior capstone projects. Our one professor who's a Nobel laureate who teaches still at UC Santa Barbara teaches within our College of Engineering, not to mention our chancellor is still teaching courses within the College of Engineering as well. So you're getting to access to him directly through those courses as well. And we have an amazing program for students who are a little bit more ambitious and want to get their master's degree on top of their bachelor's degree to be able to do both within an added year. And it's not anything you have to worry about during the application process. It's something you pick up as you go, but it is something that is really important in the sense that it can save you a lot of time and money with regards to getting that master's degree. When it comes to our College of Creative Studies, we offer 8 different majors here, and this college offers our students a very different educational pathway to be able to really focus in on the topics and specific areas of study that they are particularly passionate about. To better explain that, or to give you more of an example, students within this college don't have specific required courses for their majors. Rather, these students are working with a faculty member on a one-on-one basis on the topic that they're interested in. If they're studying biology within this field, they're studying a specific field within biology that they're conducting research within. If a student is in the art program here, they're paired with a professor who fits the medium that they're looking to work within, and they're looking to produce creative work by the time they graduate. So the educational pathway is a little bit different. For any students who are already very passionate and dedicated within a specific area, this is the perfect college to be within because you're getting that educational freedom, you're getting a faculty mentor, and you're getting the opportunity to create something brand new, similar to what a graduate school degree would show, which is why about 75% of our alumni from this college do go on to graduate school. When it comes to our university, we are a very residential campus, which very much helps with the sense of community that we have on our campus, since we have about 26,000 students and 82% of them are living either on campus or within a square mile campus. So very tight knit in that sense. And remember, we're on the ocean, so we're very nice and tight on that peninsula, living together very happily. Not only do we have the ocean in front of us, but we also have the mountains behind us, as well as the lagoons on our campus, which is a beautiful location in general. And when it comes to just generally a residential life on our campus, we do offer 9 different residence halls to our students, as well as apartment and suite style living accommodations, a lot of them which have been built in the last couple of years. So a lot of modern and renovated opportunities for students as well. And if you're wondering, where is UC Santa Barbara? You can kind of tell based off of this map of California. We are about a 2-hour drive north from the city of Los Angeles. We are located right next to an Amtrak station. So if you're looking to just take the Surfliner all the way down to San Diego, it's a beautiful ride, not too long either. And it provides you with great scenery as you're going along. So really, really great opportunity in that sense as well to be able to go back home very easily as well. Our student population, of course, is very active. We have over 500 different student organizations on our campus, providing our students through either career-built or identity-based or even just socially based organizations or clubs, the opportunity to find other folks with like-minded goals or individuals and be able to create community within those ideas. And we also offer our students 38 different Greek organizations as well if you're looking to get involved in Greek life. When it comes to sports, we also have 19 Division I NCAA teams. We also have a variety of sports within our sports clubs, which allow students to be able to still compete and travel against other schools. And if you're looking to be a little bit competitive or maybe just have a little bit more fun, you can definitely try out our 11 different intramural sports and compete against other fellow UCSB students. I do want to quickly touch upon some updates with regards to our UC system because, of course, there has been many changes this year across the board in the education system. First and foremost, if by any chance you did receive any pass no pass grades, or credit no credit grades during this period, know that we are perfectly fine with these and will be perfectly acceptable when it comes to substituting the typical letter grade. Just note that we won't be using these pass no pass or credit no credit grades as part of the calculation in the UC GPA. When it comes to APs and IBs, this is just a little bit of a reassurance that if you were lucky enough to take these online, we're still going to give you the same amount of credit as you would have if you would have passed these on paper. So just because it was online, it doesn't take away any value. And when it comes to the SAT and ACT, I do want to let you know that at this point in time, the UC system still at this point is test optional for fall 2021 and fall 2022. Meaning that essentially this UC system is not requiring you to send these in. And as mentioned before for our system as well, the sending these in or not sending these in will not have an effect or a negative effect on folks who don't turn this in. However, I do want to mention that for UC Santa Barbara, so our campus, and some other UC campuses, we have decided to not use the SAT or ACT at all when it comes to fall 2021 selection admissions process. Essentially what that means is you can send these in. If you're admitted, they can help you out with course placement or satisfying requirements. But when it comes to the admissions process, we're not going to be using these. If you're curious about what other UC campus will also not be using these, I would highly encourage you to reach out to their campuses individually to find out, as I would prefer not to speak on their behalf. But in general, for any folks who are a little bit younger, we are going to be completely test blind fall 2023 and 2024, which essentially means that we will not be using these exams at all going forward. I do want to touch upon generally what we look for when it comes to a student as well in the admissions process across the UC system. First and foremost, of course, we're looking at A through G courses, making sure you're completing these with a C or better, or a pass or a credit grade where that was acceptable. And then also the GPA requirement, which is at minimum a 3.0 UC weighted GPA. And of course, life experiences. For the UC system across the board, non-academics and outside experiences outside of the classroom are just as important as the academics. These include your involvement in clubs, sports, any hobbies or talents, anything in between. If you're babysitting, taking care of siblings, a job that you work, these all very much are important and a part of this section. And of course, outcomes are very important when looking at a university. Of course, at UC Santa Barbara, we've had about 86% of our students on a yearly basis employed or pursuing graduate school upon a year after graduating. So we do work very hard with our students alongside our career services program, which helps our students with figuring out their passions, what they want to major in, and then be able to connect them with those opportunities in the area or just in general to be able to make sure that they are successful during their time at our university. If you're looking for more information on our campus, feel free to follow us on Instagram at UCSB Admissions or at UCSB Life. And of course, you can feel free to join our mailing list by using the link or the QR code. Also a little tech savvy there. And then my email address, of course, is on the screen if you ever have any questions or need any support.
Thank you, Guillermo. All
Of course,
right. So we'll go ahead and open it up now. If anybody has any questions they'd like to ask, feel free to go ahead and unmute and ask. Or if you wanted to go ahead and just put them in the chat, we can go ahead and address them that way as well. So, so if you have any questions, please go ahead. Anybody? Got anything? Nothing right now. Oh, here we go. So there's a question. It looks like, what majors are impacted at UCSB?
Sure thing. So at UC Santa Barbara, the only majors that are impacted are our 5 engineering majors, which are mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, chemical engineering, computer engineering, and computer science. Those are the only ones. Other than that, the other 85 are not impacted.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions that you guys have? Oh, here we go. This is to all colleges. What do your merit scholarships look like?
I'll jump in first.
Okay.
So at Lehigh, around 5% of students that we admit do receive a merit scholarship, but we do have additional funding for students from the West Coast. So we have a traditional merit scholarship pool, and then we have an additional funding on top of that. So I would say Around 100 students from the West Coast, in addition to that merit pool last year, received a merit scholarship specifically. And merits for us range anywhere from a quarter tuition all the way to full tuition merit scholarships. And there's nothing additional you need to apply. We review you at the same time for admission.
Thank you, Danielle. Tommy?
Cool. Yeah. So we do have some great merit-based scholarships. On the testing side, if a student has a 30 on their ACT or 1360 SAT, they receive a $17.5 thousand scholarship. So essentially they're paying in-state tuition. If they're a little bit below that, I believe a 25 to a 29 on ACT or a 1250 to a 1350 SAT, then they'll get half of an out-of-state fee waiver, which is about $8.5 thousand. This year, they are looking more at GPA. So if a student might be a point or two below, they're actually heavily looking at GPA too. So that in turn might boost your chances of getting those specific merit-based scholarships. And then for test optional, those scholarships are going to remain steady as well. You're just going to be reviewed holistically. So they're going to take a look at your GPA, but they're also going to take a look at your resume in addition to your statement of purpose. And as Danielle mentioned, they're automatic. You can go ahead and apply through our application. Nothing else you need to do. And then I also want to reiterate as well that students can submit test scores for my seniors all the way up until the summertime too. So if you take the test during June or July, submit your test score, you get into a higher bracket, we'll upgrade your scholarship really until the first day of school starts.
Fantastic. All right.
Sure, thanks. Yes, so at UC Santa Barbara, when it comes to our scholarships, as a public institution, a majority of our aid is need-based, but we do have some merit-based scholarships, and those are simply based off of your GPA this year when it comes to the UC application. So there's no worry of having to apply to anything extra or anything like that with regards to any that we provide.
All right. Thank you, Guillermo. We have another question for you. It just came in, Guillermo. It says, what does it mean to be Hispanic serving for
Sure
UC?
thing. Yeah, so as a Hispanic serving institution, essentially that means that we've been certified essentially by the HACU institution, which essentially the metric is that we have about 25% of our population at least being Hispanic or of Hispanic background. But essentially that's what it means. It means that we get extra funding to be able to, from these programs, to be able to provide more resources to all our students on our campus. So it's a very great thing for us because not only is it helping our Hispanic population on our campus and we're able to serve them better, but we're able to serve all our students better because of that extra funding.
All right, thank you. All right, that looks like that's all the questions we have. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll call this one to an end today. Thank you again to Danielle, Tommy, and Guillermo for being here. We really appreciate it very, very much. And I'll look forward to hopefully seeing the rest of you next week for the next Wednesday College series. All right, thank you very much, everyone.